yeah, when I started working full-time in accounting, I was still working in fitness a little bit here and there, obviously, but it was a lot, so it was obviously hard to do. Now, fast forward a couple years, became a manager at the firm, and it just...
What did you, like, was it a fear of, like, money? Like, was it a money thing that you were worried about?
I mean, that's definitely one of them, because it's like going from a comfortable, steady, stable 6 figures to a mystery, because, you know, it's not even, your paycheck's not even consistent.
So I think I want to come in hot with the Pilates girls. I love you, but be fucking for real. Obsessing over high protein and cardio isn't going to get you your dream body. Also, is it really the body that you want, or is it the feeling in your body that you're chasing? Today, I invited a certified professional to give y'all a little reality, to drag y'all just a little bit on the fitness stuff, just a little bit. Jasmine Henry. E stands for Ebony Bitch. Is a holistic health coach, manager and coach at Orange Theory Fitness, a CPA, certified public accountant, if you didn't know what that stood for, dog mom, and fellow NYU grad.
Period.
Health and fitness is in her blood. Her parents have been doing it for, like, what, 5 decades?
I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. They opened a gym when I was 5, but before that they were bodybuilding. So yeah.
Yeah, like, it's literally, she was born into it. She was born into health and fitness. She's here to help us go through some of the little myths y'all got, talk about what Pilates is doing, what Pilates is not doing, all those things, drop some gems. But give a welcome to Jasmine. Pew, pew, pew. So I feel like when people heard she's a CPA and she's a manager and coach at Orange Theory, it didn't sound like it went together. So can you share a little bit about your journey on how you went from working at one of the biggest public accounting firms in the world to now working at one of the biggest chains?
Yeah, I mean, yes. So I feel like people, whenever I tell people I was an accountant, everyone's like, what? Like, it's so random. And I mean, it honestly kind of was. I took accounting class in high school and I was doing well. And the professor was like, listen, it's a good career, like stable income. I heard stable income and I was sold. That was
you were like, oh, okay.
I was like, okay, cool. So went into college already knowing I was going to do accounting, done. Now, I was always, like you said, into health and fitness, sports growing up in the gym, all that stuff. So I got my first fitness certification, like as soon as I could, which was Zumba. I did a Zumba certification when I was 18, so that was fun. So I was teaching Zumba throughout college, and then I started doing other group fitness classes as well, and then got my certified personal trainer. I started training people one-on-one as well, and less classes and more like group events with the personal training. So I did that. And then, yeah, when I started working full-time in accounting, I was still working in fitness a little bit here and there, obviously, but it was a lot, so it was obviously hard to do. Now, fast forward a couple years, became a manager at the firm, and it just, I just had a moment where I was like, I can't do this. I just cannot continue to do this. And I just needed to be in fitness full time. Like, I was having a lot of fun on that side and wanted to just dive more into it now. So then I did. And then I started coaching at Orange Theory while still running my business separately, training people one-on-one, like I said, and doing group events. And yeah, kind of sort of unexpectedly worked my way up, which is cool. I kind of was just leaning into the things I like to do at the studio, and opportunities presented themselves. And I feel like I was like in a great position. So that was fun there. But yeah, the journey is definitely interesting. But I think because I've always been doing health and wellness and fitness at all steps of my career, whether it was the main focus or the side focus, it was always there. So it made the transition, you know, it wasn't like, it was definitely a leap, but it wasn't too big of a leap.
Were you scared to like quit?
Just in general. Yep.
What did you like? Was it a fear of like money? Like, was it a money thing that you were worried about?
I mean, that's definitely one of them, because it's like going from a comfortable, steady, stable 6 figures to a mystery, because, you know, it's not even, your paycheck's not even consistent, right? When you're working in a lot of these fitness roles. So definitely that was one, but also too, just the less of this, because like I care, but like not all that much. But some of it was also just the like questions or like thoughts that people would have, right? Like it's always fun to be like, yeah, I'm in NYU. I work at PwC. And this is whatever. And then it's just like, oh, I'm a group fitness instructor. Like that doesn't land the same with for some people, that's like dope as hell. That's like, oh my God, that's so cool. You're so dope, blah, blah, blah. Which is like, yeah, you're dope. You are dope. That is dope, you know? But for some, it does not land the same. So that I knew was going to be a little bit annoying to me, because I'm used to people having a certain reaction to being a CPA or an accountant or working at a Big Four, to then being like, oh, like I'm a fitness instructor. I
had that same, like, I don't want to say, I wasn't scared, but I was like, I thought it would feel weird, because one, like you had the same job since you interned in college, like since you were 18, 19 years old. And then all of a sudden your identity that you've built around that is changing. So I want to say almost 2 years before I even quit, I started preparing for the identity crisis, and like, what is my identity now that I am not going to work there? Like I started working that out in my head, because that was my biggest thing. Like I'm definitely a person who just like picks up and does things, you know, ADHD makes you a little bit impulsive. So I wasn't scared, but it was like, I just thought I would have a mental like rabbit hole of like, oh, so what do I say when people ask me what I do? And now I feel like I'm still figuring it out, but I honestly say like, oh, I don't do nothing. Because I don't really care if you think I do nothing, but it's weird to be like, no, I actually do something. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's strange. Yeah. And once you did make the jump and the leap, did it feel right? Immediately. But I will say, like, there was still a moment there, or maybe even moments. At this point, it's kind of crazy because it's coming up on 2 years that I left corporate America. That's crazy. It doesn't not feel making like sense. That. I'm confused. But like, there were still moments where I obviously would question it, because again, like when things got difficult at the new job, like in the new space, it's like, well, was that the right decision? But it's like, of course you're gonna have difficult moments, like that's okay. But those, like, yes, it felt right to answer the question, but there were just several moments of like, oh shit, what have you done? This is life. And I didn't, but at the same time, the thought of going back, if you can't even like fully process the thought. No. You're like, no. So I was just like, okay. Oh, okay, we're fine. I'm all back to it. Set. Like if that was if that's the option, it's like pushing forward here, going back. Okay, let's push forward. It's just not even something that I could fully comprehend doing. Like I can't even like go through that line of questioning for myself, because I'm like, no. Okay, so because you're qualified, I have my own opinion. For what? Depends on what. Fitness stuff. Okay, so I was saying, like, with Orange Theory, you don't just, like, go and say, oh, I'm in shape, I want to be an instructor. You have to pass their specific... Yeah. Which is, like, also very rigorous. Which is the other reason it's, like, annoying when you tell people you're fit. Like, again, because some people think that's, like, so cool. Or I shouldn't say think. Some people know that it's a super cool job, because it is. But
for the few people who are just like, I don't know, kind of like look down on it, I'm like, that shit's hard, dude. Like, you can't just like have your fitness certification from wherever, right? And then apply, and then you get hired because you have your certification from whatever fitness certifying organization you pass. You have to audition. But some places, like, okay, you go through an audition process and pass, but here it's like, not only do you have a final audition, you have to get trained, because it's a very specific group exercise. It's not like it's a very, very unique niche coaching. So you have to go through like weeks, if not months, of training to be an Orange Theory coach, and then pass your exam.
Exactly. So it's like, you have that, then you also have the yoga one. I'd be forgetting about that.
yeah. Because I mostly did that just so I could like speak on things or do events and pop-ups.
And then you gonna say, oh, what am I qualified in?
It's not even,
and you just got all these certifications just sitting there.
No, I say that because it's like, I feel like people just like talk out of scope too much. So I always like to be respectful of like, I know I have a lot of things, but I try to like be respectful and like make sure whatever the topics are, whenever anyone's talking to me, same thing, like members, clients, whoever, I will always, share my piece. And if it makes sense,
and admit that you don't know everything.
But if not, I'm gonna direct you to who's supposed to give you that information.
Because like, you're not one of those fitness people that thinks you're God. Which like is the case, and that's why we have these different fads. So I think I want to come in hot with the Pilates girls. I have no issues with the Pilates girls. I like hot Pilates. There's a studio in Chicago called Onyx that like I really like. So it's not a jab, right? Just like your car. Oh, your little baby in my little class. See, she do seem like she could go to a hot Pilates class.
No, she would though.
Right? Exactly. Yeah, that adds up. But yeah, like, it's not a dig at Pilates, but people think like, oh, I'm sure the whole thing is the Pilates body right now. Like, that's the thing. And people like show like, oh, I've been going to Pilates 3 days a week and this is what I look like after like 3 months. Is Pilates like truly like, if I'm like, oh, I want to be in shape, let me just do Pilates 3 days a week and everything will be okay?
I feel like it depends what in shape means to you. So if you like, if you want to be in shape and have a specific like look, like let's say you want a more toned look, that's often something people get. Now, to look more toned, you need to build more muscle and or reveal the muscle that you have or that you're building up. So AKA like lose some fat, build some muscle to have that toned look, which Pilates can absolutely help you develop muscle, right? Like, it's a lot of strength involved. But I will say, at the end of the day, if let's say you're like, I'm trying to get in shape, and for you in shape means losing 20 pounds, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do that from only doing Pilates, just because at the end of the day, in order to lose weight, like, you need to be in a deficit. And while Pilates is like really difficult and can help you build up muscle and strength, it's not necessarily the highest caloric burn. And again, it depends on which Pilates you're doing, and there are different styles and all that stuff. But as a concept, right? As a concept in general, your like standard Pilates class isn't necessarily going to give you the caloric deficit you need to like be in shape or lose weight or whatever, like typically most people are like wanting to do, or a lot of people are wanting to do. So I would say that for that. So it depends what in shape means to you, if Pilates is going to be able to get you there. But like, and
where you're starting.
And where you're starting from and all that good stuff. And what else you're doing, right? And that goes for almost anything else. Like, you can't just go to your, whatever workout class 2-3 times a week and think magic is going to happen, right? There's also everything else that you need to do. You need to be eating well. You need to be sleeping. You need to be managing your stress, right? All these things affect getting in shape. So
people think like, oh, I could just go out, binge drink, get fries, 99-cent pizza, and then if I just work out the next day, it's going to offset it.
Now, offset, also, I can't say that without thinking about offset. But it's not that it's going to like offset it. Now, I will say if somehow you're able to stay right within a deficit, at the end of the day, like weight will and can and will come off, even if you're not eating necessarily like the healthiest, but you're like within a deficit, right? You're burning more than you're taking in. However, it's not necessarily true that you're going to still be able to get the look that you want as one, because at the end of the day, you still need to build up whatever muscle, and it's hard to build muscle if you're not eating well, specifically, because you're not giving your body the nutrients to repair, right? Every time you exercise, you make little tears in the tissues, right, of your muscles, and you're not giving yourself the nutrients to repair those muscles back to actually build and grow. So there's that. But yeah, and then on top of that, you're not necessarily fueling yourself to feel good to continue doing the thing. So that's the other thing, right? Now you're not even eating well, so now you don't have the energy to do the next workout well, or things like that, right? And so like I said too, same thing with like sleep and stress. You're not eating well, that's not going to help you with things like sleep and stress either, which ultimately then will also come back to bite you in the ass. So again, from just a calories in, calories out perspective, sure,
it's not sustainable.
But it's not sustainable because everything's connected and it's all gonna come back, and at the end of the day, it's just you're not gonna end up getting where you want to be.
Now, something else, and I feel like I used to even think this in high school, maybe a little bit in college too, but like that cardio is like what keeps you skinny, in quotes. I'm saying that in quotes for our listeners, like cardio is going to keep you skinny. Cardio, like, you're going to look great. Like, if you just run, you'll have, like, a nice toned body, and, like, you don't have to do anything else. And there's, like, an increase in running clubs and, like, outdoor, like, running meetups. And I think they're great. Like, we've both run in races before. Like, I think they're great. But at the same time, I'm like, I've seen people only do cardio and like burn themselves out with just like worrying about how fast and how long they can run and not ever doing any other kinds of workout. So can your body thrive off of just cardio?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
For so many reasons. But again, it also depends like what thrive means to you. Like for me, I always think the most holistic answer, right, for the most person, but for some people that's just not important, right? To me, I like to think of like longevity and all that stuff. Again,
yes,
not important to everybody. Some people are just like, nope, I want to be the smallest I can be right now. I'm not thinking about shit else. Like I just want to be, right? But even from that perspective, I mean, it's just not optimal to only do running, to only do cardio, because contrary to popular belief, like lifting weights are really the bigger determinant of changing your body composition, and that's what typically many people want to do. Most people say it when what they say is that they want weight loss, but really they want. But they don't even know what they're really asking for is a change in their body composition, because at the end of the day, when people say they want to lose weight, they're actually envisioning themselves looking a certain way. A lot of people, I mean, for some people, they still will care about the number, and that's just a whole separate conversation. But for most people, they really won't care if the scale says 150 now and 150 in 6 months if they look the way they want to look.
Yeah, I'd be shocked. Like, if I, like, all of a sudden was 30 pounds more than what I am right now, I would be shocked. But I look the way I want to look. I'd be like...
You'd be like, oh, shit, okay.
That's so
Because in reality, you thought you had to lose whatever number to look that way. But if you could look that way without losing that number, most people would take that option, because it's like, oh, I honestly just wanted to look like this. Oh, shit, okay. Like, right? So I think that is the big thing. Now, for cardio, the reason too is you want to, when you're doing cardio, right? Like most people get their heart rates up so high and then it stays there. So if you're doing like a long run or something like that, a lot of people are doing like a HIIT class and they don't really bring their heart rates down, which is why it's so important to like see where your heart rate's at and actually bring it down, is because if you're up in that high intensity state for so long, right? your body's going to start to store everything. Instead of shredding the things you want to shred, your body's going to be like, oh, we're in a chaotic state. We're in a stress state now. I'm going to hold on to your fat. Something must be wrong. We got to hold on to everything we have in order to help keep, like, we're trying to keep Jasmine alive. And if we don't hold on to all of this, like, when is our next meal coming? I don't know. Like, your body literally goes into a state of like, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to panic and hold on to everything because our bodies are still very primal. And so that's one. And then two, it even starts to chip away at your muscles. So it'll start chipping away at the muscle that you have to like sustain you through the workout, because you're just up there and it's, you know, like I said, it's just too much of a high heart rate for sustained periods of time. So you don't want to do that either. It's called muscle wasting. So we don't want to do that. And so lifting weights are super important. Because again, it'll help you for things like longevity, right? The more muscle on your body, the better your metabolism, the stronger your bones from lifting weights, right? It gives you denser, stronger bones. So that's something you want to be.
And mobility.
Mobility, absolutely.
Like, because I asked a trainer, because I want to know, like, to your point, from a holistic perspective, like, why is this important? Why is this important? Why is this important? And I asked, like, okay, now if your body fat is like higher than what's recommended, what's the dangers of that long term? Like, say I'm like, I think I look fine, even though my body fat's like a little bit high. What's the actual danger to my health if I like how I look? And they were like, if you have a high body fat over time, like, it's gonna affect like your bones, and it's going to like chip away at the muscle that you have. Your mobility is not going to be as good. Like, you're going to be one of those people who might be like a little bit stiff, or
it'll affect your organ functions as well.
Yeah, it affects so much. So it's not just like an aesthetic thing. I think people think about, oh yeah, I hate this cellulite, or I hate my like fat on my arms or whatever. Like, they're always like focused on like a specific thing, and I get that. I'm a little vain girl, I won't lie. However, it is way deeper than that. Like, you need to care about it if you want to live comfortably, like, in your older age. And that's what I think about. I don't want to be like physically disabled if I have a say in the matter. Of course, things happen that are out of everyone's control, but like, if it's because I didn't build a little bit of muscle, that now at 40, 50, it's hard for me to pick a pillow up off the ground, I'm gonna be mad that I didn't
100%
lift a little weight.
100%. Yeah, like, there's no reason not to focus on that aspect as well, because honestly, when you focus on that, because A, it's important, and B, just, you know, it's just, again, something I feel like people don't consider. But when you focus on that, a lot of the other things that you like low-key also want will come.
Yes.
Right? I think that's what people don't realize. Like, I mostly focus on longevity and like performance, and a lot of the aesthetic things just kind of happen because you're doing the things that make that happen, but you don't have to be stressed or like stressed and pressed about the way you look or about your numbers. Like, just living your life, focused on like those like more fun things, like, again, performance, right? Like, whether it's like a race time or like a lifting weight that you want to be able to lift, or just like being able to complete a race, not even for time, just to be able to do it. Those things, right? Now you're training for that, and in training for that, you end up doing all the things that need to be done to get you to look the way you wanted to look anyway, which is kind of cool.
Exactly. Like, you can have like specific goals, because I don't think that, I hate when people say like, oh, you can't like train your body to do this or do that. I'm like, some things like is like a hip dip is your actual bone structure. Yeah. Like, you're not going to like change your bone structure by how you like work out, but you can accentuate certain things. And
I mean, yeah, you can try to do certain things. It just depends, like, exactly, like, your body is, at the end of it, your body's gonna body, right? Your body's gonna do what it needs to do. Like, you know, for, let's say I wanted, you know, because something when I was younger, for sure, pain point is like thighs, like, but I know, and like, I've had discussions with people about this recently too, but it's also just like, kind of common sense. Let's say I wanted to like cut the size of my thighs like in half. That ass is going. I cannot do that without my ass also going, right? So that's what we mean, where it's like, yeah, you can try to do certain things, but your body's gonna body. Like I said, my ass is not gonna hold on. If I have to do what I need to do to get rid of my legs, so will my ass is going. Yeah. My ass said we're 2 for 1. If you want it, you're gonna keep these thunder thighs if you want this ass, okay?
But I feel like you want the thighs to
no, yeah, we're good ass. Now. No, we're good with that. This is like, me at 12, like on the elliptical for an hour in high school and middle school.
But the crazy thing is, that's the bitches at 24 right now is on the elliptical for an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I'm glad I went through that when I was young.
Yeah.
Because...
yeah.
I'm really glad I went through that when I was young.
Yeah, but it's like stuff like that, but things you can accentuate. Like, let's say, it's difficult to get your waist smaller for some reason, right? You could work on developing your shoulders, right? Because if your shoulders are more developed, now it's going to get, your waist is going to look smaller because your shoulders are bigger and more developed, right? So there are things you could do like that. Like if you're not struggling to develop your shoulders, but you're struggling to get your waist smaller, that's a way to make it look like your waist is smaller.
And also, once you've like gotten it to the point where like you don't have like a lot of like fat, it's all the bone structure. Like the Kardashians have had ribs removed to like they have like to be like that, like go in and out. It's like, I mean, I guess if you would like to get your rib removed, you can, but like the gym is not removing your rib.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, it's like understanding. Like most people don't. I mean, that's the problem. Most people don't understand their body. If you don't understand your body, the expectations you have and set for yourself aren't going to be reasonable, because that's just not something your body can do. And then you're looking at somebody else and you're like, I'm doing their workout. In fact, maybe you're doing it fucking harder than theirs. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe you're looking at this person and you're like, okay, they do that and you do 2-a-days. You're like, I do fucking 2-a-days. Why don't I look better than this person? I eat exactly what they eat and I'm doing 2-a-days. How come they look better than me? Baby, that's their body.
Yeah. That's their body and it's not
yours. And that's your body and that's their body. And you just have to like understand that and then figure out what your optimal is, and you can go from there, but it has to be your optimal.
I think the other issue is social media has put out a blueprint of what our bodies are supposed to look like, and it changes. It's ever evolving, because there was the BBL body that we were all supposed to have. And now...
Isn't that still a thing?
No, they're getting stuff taken out now.
Oh, well, I mean...
No, they're still getting surgery, but like it's not the same BBL body that you were supposed to have before. So now you're supposed to be skinny but still have titties and a little ass.
Well, that's what I mean. Which is like what I was talking about. Like that's like not something,
but not a fat
I can
ass,
do.
Just a little shape, like a nice little shape. It's not supposed to be crazy fat now.
But like, give me a reference. Like, whose is fat and whose is like,
So I'm gonna just give you Kim Kardashian before. I
don't know her like that.
You don't?
What are you talking about? Like, I can picture her like now, I guess. But like, if you give me a before reference of her.
You wouldn't have one? Okay, I'm like, who, okay.
Like Tiana Taylor. Slay.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh. And
She's insane.
That's what we're like all supposed to be right now, but that wasn't what it was before. Like you were supposed to have
more than her,
a way fatter ass than her, and you were supposed to get your titties done.
Like Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
Right.
But now we're all supposed to look like Tiana Taylor. And that ain't gonna happen. And that's okay. We're all supposed to look...
Or like Tyla.
We're all supposed to look like Tyla. Yes.
She's itty bitty thing.
She's a itty bitty thing.
Yeah.
And that's just not gonna happen.
Like, I mean, there's 0% chance my bone structure would ever allow me.
Yeah.
And my muscle. I mean, some people. It's just your muscle. The amount of muscle. I don't even know how to go about losing the amount of muscle that I would have in order to get that small. Like
that's what I mean.
Like, how would I even do that? That would be crazy.
Social media has like, because like the Ozempic stuff and everything, like skinny, like being that small is the thing. Like, that's what's in. And it became in because you couldn't buy, when BBLs became accessible, and now any Joe, Mary can get a BBL, they had to make the body less attainable again, like the body that we're supposed to have less attainable. So then that's when we got into like the skinny craze. And to your point, like, most of us will not look like Tyla, but like that's what we're supposed to do. So I think that's really like why people like slave some people like slave over trying to get a certain body type that's not realistic for them, because it's like we're being shown these images of like, this is what we're striving to now, this body. It's not like, oh, India, you could strive towards this body, and Bob and Joanna strive to this body. Like, that just doesn't,
No.
we don't have that frame of reference. And I even feel like, this little tangent, like, I feel like it used to be like that with like the natural hair community. It's like natural hair was only good if you had a certain hair texture. And it was like you didn't see examples of like, oh, like this is a style that I could do with my hair texture. And I feel like it's probably not going to change with fitness. Like, I think it's,
I mean, it's low-key the same with hair too, but there's progress, but there's still
progress though.
There's progress, yeah.
And I guess there's progress in fitness, but right now, it's just like the commodification of every time there's a new craze, there's billions of dollars spent on the craze.
Yeah.
So like, speaking of that, like the high protein, everyone's into high protein right now. Like everything, like Khloe Kardashian just came out with like a high protein popcorn. Like,
really?
Yes. Everything.
What's it called?
I forget.
I'll look. I was just curious.
Just type in.
I'm gonna go look it up.
Khloe Kardashian high protein popcorn. It'll pop right up. But like everything.
Me trying to process where the protein's coming from.
Right. Literally.
Because I was like, I mean, butter as like I mean, not really, but I was just thinking like dairy.
Like, where is
like
it
dairy
coming?
will typically have a little bit, but like, I'm lost.
Maybe it's going like, I'm like,
because at least like when it's like a protein muffin or something, you're like, okay,
yeah, because you can put the protein powder in there. Yeah.
But I was just like,
where is it coming from on the popcorn?
Interesting.
TBD. I think we'll have to look it up. But yeah, like that's protein's the new craze, and people are saying like, oh, as long as you just get enough protein in the morning and then like throughout the day, because it satisfies your hunger, you'll be fine. Like, you'll be in the calorie deficit, you'll be healthy. Like, you just need to worry about getting your protein. Like, that's the nutrient, that's the thing you need to worry about. And like, even me, like, I've been worried about getting more protein, and for the first time in my life, like, actually like keeping count of the protein that I intake. But what's the danger of like honing in too much on protein and not thinking about anything else as far as nutrition wise?
It's just, I mean, it's like anything, any of the macronutrients, like it's just, you don't, just honing in on one. I mean, having a focus on one, if that's what you need, is fine.
Because you have
like
the other stuff back. Because for me, like, I do have the other stuff back.
Yeah, like you were already low in protein and fine with the others. Sure, you can just focus on protein. The other stuff's it's not going away.
Yeah.
You're not only eating protein now and none of the other shit, right? So that's cool. But I feel like, I mean, yeah, if you all of a sudden you're like only eating protein, I mean, like, the other stuff is super important too, right? Like, those are all different. Your body uses all the macronutrients in different ways, and your body has a preference for energy expenditure. And for most of us, it's carbs, right? And you need your carbs, your fats, and proteins to all do different things in the body now. But from focusing too much on it, I think A, you have a risk of like not getting enough of the others. B, you have a risk of having kind of like too much protein, and also what is the source, right? Because I think people don't focus enough on where your protein's coming from either. Because like, if you're all of a sudden just eating like 15 pounds of bacon a day, like, no, right? Or I don't know, you're having a bunch of like processed bars and things, right? You're having like 5 protein bars a day, or you're having like, 3 protein shakes a day, and like, what else is in your protein shake, and like, what's in that protein powder, and like all that stuff. So if you're having just like a large quantity but not making sure the sources of said protein are good too, and also making sure you're getting complete proteins as well is super important. A little bit easier if you are eating like animal sources. A little bit more complicated if you're not, but so anyway, all that to say, it just takes away from having a well-rounded, diet and regimen, which again is ultimately not going to get you where you want to be, because like I said, all 3 macronutrients provide you with calories for a reason, right? So you want to be inputting all 3. And again, it's basically, if you're eating all that protein too and still not even focused on your exercise, it's almost like, no, what are you eating for? Because for a lot of things, hormone balancing and all that good stuff too. But at the same time, a lot of people are like, yeah, I'm eating all this protein, whatever. And I'm like, are you lifting weights though? Because based on what you told me you want to accomplish, yes, you need to eat what you are saying you're eating, but you still need to lift the weights though. So making sure that your focus is still directed in all the areas it needs to be, and not just like fixating on one thing.
Because also, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that like your body can't even properly process the protein if you lack the other nutrients too much. Because the other nutrients help you be able to process the protein.
You mean like if you're not getting enough carbs and fat?
Yeah.
If you're not, I feel like a balanced meal is always processed better. Same thing too, like if you're having, like the reason people pair an apple and peanut butter, or like, a carb and a fat, is basically what I'm trying to say, is because it helps your body process the carb better. So it helps you process something like an apple and like the sugars in it better if you have it with a nut butter or like a handful of nuts or things like that, and like the spike in your blood sugar that comes with that and all that good stuff.
Exactly. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you about was, I think COVID did a lot of good in having people see that they could do workouts at home. And you don't have to always have crazy equipment. Like, you can make it work. If you're just starting out, you don't have access, you don't have a lot of time, like, you can make it work to get your body some sort of movement with what you have. But then I also think on the flip side now, there's been like a commercialization of certain fitness crazes like the Pilates, and it's like how much memberships cost, and also I have to have the outfit, I have to have. And mind you, I like Lululemon. I like Aloe. But I don't have to wear Lululemon, or I don't have to wear Aloe to go do a workout. But because of what we see on social media, a lot of people feel like, oh, I'm going to start working out, or I'm going to start going on walks once I have my On shoes or my Hokas, or once I have the workout set that I want, or once I have like this thing that costs X amount of money, that's when I'm going to start working out, because that's what I see other people doing. Do you ever feel like, as someone who's in the fitness space, as like thought leadership, that you have to meet a certain standard of how you dress and how expensive your clothes are, or meet like a specific aesthetic that you see on social media to be taken seriously as a fitness influencer?
Oh, like for me, like if I feel like I need to do those things to be taken seriously, not like in my opinion for myself, because those are two different answers. I don't, like, for me, hell no. Like, I wear things that I'm comfortable with. Like, I'm physically uncomfortable working out in a t-shirt because I don't like the way the neckline be moving and like all this stuff. I need like a sports, this shit's like out of my way. Like, it's not riding up, choking me out. Like, or like I said, or like the way like a t-shirt just like sticks to you if it, like, I can't, right? So for me, that's why I wear what I wear, my sets. But none of it's expensive. It's just like comfortable to me now. But if I feel like I need to do that to be taken seriously, I mean, partially, like, I think a lot of people like to see where they want to be in the person that's trying to help them get there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But there are so many people that don't necessarily look that way, that are 50 million times better than I would be, or anybody else who, so I would say, like I said, I include myself, like I would never base like somebody's coaching or fitness trainer skills based on kind of like how they look per se. I wouldn't just like take that as like an only factor to consider, but I think so many people do. And so I feel like that's why I'd say like partially I feel like I do need to be taken seriously, because I feel like a lot of people do look at that and off first glance like decide if they want to work with you or respect you or like are going to listen to what you have to say based on that. So I think, yeah, partially it's still not going to be expensive, because are you paying for it or am I paying for it?
Right.
But, you know, in terms of just like whatever cuts or like things, you know, yeah, I think that plays a part in picking out an outfit and depending on where I'm going to go.
Do you feel like it's...
Oh, also, the other reason is because so many of these are like the same fabric. So what am I paying so much more money for this one logo to be on it when like these are literally the same?
I just care about how I feel in it.
Yeah,
like,
as long as shit's not sliding down or like I said, like, like I'm very like the neck area needs to be comfortable for me. So as long as my leggings aren't like falling down,
because some materials
like
they
the waistband and you know, so that's fine.
I like that.
But yeah, you can get good leggings from anywhere.
Period. What's your favorite place to get leggings?
I'm a Fabletics girl. Most of my leggings are from Fabletics. I will say with the little scrunch that we've all been doing recently, the butt scrunch. I don't love this because Amazon, but Amazon has like a couple good pairs. I think it's called Arola, the brand that I bought on Amazon. Fabletics, I haven't found like a good scrunch legging. They have like a butt sculpt or whatever their title is. It wasn't giving, I'm going to shape your glutes like that.
Yeah.
So I got them on Amazon. But again, I think the brand is Arola.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, one other thing I forgot to ask on using weight as the primary metric for success and progress in fitness. Like, is that realistic to do? Do you recommend it? Or are there other metrics that would be more beneficial to track?
I really don't think it makes sense in most scenarios, but I think it depends on the scenario you want. So it depends on you and your body, depends on your goals. I personally think there are so many other better metrics. For me, it's like, what is the weight comprised of? I don't really care about the total number. I care about what the weight is comprised of. So your body fat, right? Both in like the mass, like how much, again, if you weigh 150 pounds, like I want to know how many pounds of the 150 is fat. And then obviously that divided by the 150 would be your body fat percentage. So I want to know that. I want to know my muscle mass. So I want to know, again, what of that 150 is muscle. I would also like to know like my bone density, right? I think that's important. I think that's a cool measure to know as well. Just again, like you want your bones to be dense so that you can age healthily and, you know, have less risk of injury and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think for me, the big two are body fat and muscle. But I think knowing even on a deeper level of like your bones and things like that is like really cool. And I'm just like nerd out about it. And I could see like the direct reflection of me lifting weights and lifting heavier and heavier over time, like affecting your bone density. Like what? Like that's sick.
Yeah.
So,
because to think about that, like, you know how like when you get older and sometimes like if they fall down the steps and they break that hip, that's the end of their life. Like that's the beginning of the end of their life.
Yeah. Or you know, or walking on a curb and you twist your ankle, but like there's a difference between like rolling your ankle and like actually spraining or like breaking your ankle, right? So that, or if you need to like, I mean, God forbid, you need to jump out of something and like the landing and like the impact, right, on your bones there too. It's just all those things too. But yeah, I think your weight is just literally, people always say that. People always say weight is just a number. I mean, it like is though. But like I said, it's like knowing what the number is comprised of is so important.
Do you feel like you are able to eat healthy and eat food that's traditional to your culture? Like you're Caribbean, Antiguan and Aruban, and like for me, I'm Black American, and I've heard people say like, oh, you're gonna have to cut out like if you're any kind of Black, like African, Black American, Caribbean, you're gonna just have to not eat your foods. Do you think that's true, that like you just never can eat Caribbean food?
No, I don't think that makes any sense. I think because at the end of the day, it's a lot of it is like the food is the food, right? The chicken, the vegetable, the beef, the whatever. Now, quality is a whole different thing. Again, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like the item itself, right? Like the Caribbean food we're talking about, let's say, like, again, there's whatever the dish is, like, okay, it's chicken, like, versus like whatever healthy chicken you can imagine. Now, there's different, so no, I wouldn't say you need to cut out the food because, like I said, the item's the item. What I would say is there might be different ways to like prepare things, right? There might be like ingredient swaps you could make, and like not even anything crazy, like nothing that's like inherently going to change the recipe and the flavor, but like tiny little things, like the type of oil. I'm not even saying don't fry the shit. I'm saying what oil are you even using, right? Like those little changes can make differences. But then, yeah, I also would say like, I mean, it just, if you're eating, it doesn't matter what the food, what, you know, if it's Caribbean, this or that, like if you're eating something, I wouldn't recommend eating something that's quote unquote like unhealthy any every day regardless. Like I wouldn't say to cut it out, but I also wouldn't like, I wouldn't eat, like, I just like wouldn't eat fried chicken every day. Like I just, even in any form, even with the like healthier swaps, I still wouldn't eat it every day. So whether you make the swap or not,
be conscious.
The frequency with which you have it shouldn't like be a problem.
Okay, I agree. I think like a lot of the diet culture right now, as far as what you're supposed to eat, is being shifted towards like more Eurocentric dishes. Like, okay, like have this salad with like chicken and this type of dressing. But I think like in my health journey, I've had so many different types of food that maybe I have to make modifications in the food, like the oil swap, or maybe like all Black people food is not fried. I understand that like we have foods that are fried, but not all Black people food is fried.
I don't even know if people know like what that stems from. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not even like, I don't know, like it comes from like not having much. And why didn't we have much? Because it was taken and not given back.
Yes.
So it comes from not even having much, and you had to work with what you had, which is typically like scraps and like things like that. So it's, and like cheap things like flours, like, you know, the wheats. And so it's not even like our fault. Like
it's
those
a survival
are
mechanism.
Traditional foods. Like that's just like how shit rolled out based on the cards we were handed. Sorry, the cards that were taken, that were really taken, really, I should say. Cards that were taken from us and not handed back. But yeah, that's what that shit stems from anyway. So yeah,
exactly.
And even shit that's like popular today, I mean, not like for health reasons, but just like popular, like wings and like shrimp, like all those stuff, like those shit, like chicken wings were like scraps from whole chickens, and shrimp is literally a bottom feeder, right?
Yes.
But like all of these things are like nice dishes now. And again, I mean, wings, I mean nice in the sense of like everybody loves wings, you know, like the game and like wings, and like it's a popular meal. It's like, it's like is what I'm trying to say. And like shrimp, like again, that's like a nice, you know, like you order a shrimp pasta dish or some shit, and I'm like, yeah, we made that popular. Like that shit, y'all wasn't even eating that.
Yes, exactly.
So that was just a side rant.
But it's like a different branded sticker on it of like, okay, now this is like mass appropriate. Like just how like you
empanadas is another one.
Oh yeah,
that's another one that came from like working with what you got, whatever. And empanada is like, everybody loves an empanada. Like, yeah, that shit literally came from like being broke as fuck.
What you had and being like, we gonna put the shit that we got in this shit and eat it. Yeah, because we got to, and
it's a common, like so many countries have like their own version
of empanadas.
Like in Aruba, it's called a pastichi. Like it's like like so many countries have something so similar because everybody was doing the same shit. Everybody was working with what they had.
Exactly, which is like the beauty of it, because I think like if you really go deeper, you can honor those things and still eat in a way that's like healthy to you, because it's all about making flavors and tastes work. Like that's what our different but still shared cultures was and is making shit work and making it taste good with what you got. And now we just have the privilege of having access to more things. I don't even want to say privilege. I mean, it is a privilege because some people still don't have it, but like we should have had it is what I'm trying to say. Like, but now we have more access to stuff, and I'm gonna make it work and I'm gonna make it taste good just like my ancestors made less taste good. But yeah. So I'm into my little pop culture stuff. So Jasmine is not all the way a pop culture girl. So
I can't. I don't be looking into anything. I know what I know. If I hear a snip on the radio, or if like I get the notification from Apple News that mind you, I don't open the noperation and go read anything further.
Yeah.
I just see the notification. I'll be like, oh, that happened.
Oh, cool.
Anyway, like I'll keep it.
And like goes on about her life. So I qualify this next question with, I'm not saying that Jasmine has done all this research and she is a professional and now just this answer is the end all be all, because she has not done any research. I can tell you that right now. Okay. So she's going to ask me questions.
A ton.
To get context before she gives her answer, but her answer is going to be based on literally what I say.
India is the news source right now. So if you're going to be mad at anybody, be mad at India.
Be mad at me. Be mad at me, because I don't care. I don't care, because I'm going to say what I said. So we're pro-woman over here. So we all, well, us two all feel that it's unfortunate that Meg Thee Stallion had bullet fragments in her foot. Like, I don't want nobody to go through that, especially a woman, and then to have to walk out a car and have police there and all that. Like, that's a lot. I don't wish it on no woman, even if I don't like. I'm not saying I don't like Meg, but
right. I was like,
no, I don't got no issue with Meg. Meg, she look good. See, we all trying to look like Meg Thee Stallion too. That's the problem.
But is she what you were saying with the new trend?
But she done lost all that weight.
And I'm not saying that because I don't think we should be. I think we should look whoever the fuck you want to look like. But what I mean is, like, her and Tyler have very different bodies. So I was just trying to understand what, because I'm not in the loop. Like we said, I'm not in the loop.
She getting closer to she's not going to ever be the Tyler because she's taller.
That's why her name's Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah, but she done lost a lot of weight. She done lost a lot of weight.
To look into, I feel like I haven't seen her in like a while.
Now she looked good though, but she lost a lot of weight because whatever your version of skinny that's gonna look good on you is, you're supposed to be that. Like, that's what we're supposed to be. There's Ozempic rumors with her. She's like,
see how I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Ozempic, little lipo. Her ass is real. Ain't nobody saying it, but like she probably did get a little bit lipo just to help her out, and she work out.
You think?
But yeah,
she do be working out. That part I know. I've seen her workout videos.
You can't do. And you probably know this too. You can't get surgery and not work out and think you're going to keep it.
Yeah.
You're like you have to work out.
Oh, so you're saying you think she had surgery and like works out to keep it.
But not the ass. The ass was real, but like just a little help there. And that's fine. But anyway, the last that we heard from the girls on social media was, Tory Lanez should be in jail. It's fuck Tory Lanez because, we don't agree with woman abuse, but new information has surfaced that the ex-friend of Meg Thee Stallion, Kelsey, who was in the car at the time of the gun going off, was actually the person who fired the gun. And this is coming from her security guard, who didn't want to come forward before, but he felt so guilty of like someone who he thinks is innocent being in jail.
This is Casey's bodyguard.
Kelsey, yeah. Oh. Kelsey, tomato.
You can't make this shit up. This is Kelsey's security guard.
Yeah.
Is the one who said Kelsey fired it.
Yeah.
So he's snitching on his client. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He might not be. He might have quit.
I was like, do they even? Because it's not giving we work together still.
Yeah, he might have quit. I think.
So interesting. But like, why would he need to? Just because he felt guilty. Oh, because he felt guilty for like Tory being in prison and not Kelsey.
And not necessarily
How long has Tory been in prison?
I think a couple years, and he just got stabbed.
Shit.
He just got stabbed in there. Yeah. So he's been in there at least a year.
Okay.
But he's supposed to do 10.
Oh.
He got 10 years. So that's the thing. So, but because you don't keep up with stuff, you might not know this, but it's perceived as anti-woman. Like, you're anti-woman, you're anti, like, the girls, if you say that you don't necessarily think that Tory Lanez shot Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh, like, if you think that Kelsey did it?
Yeah, like, Kelsey was the one who fired the gun. Then you're anti-girl.
That's weird. I mean, I don't know, because it's like, how are we supposed to know?
Because we wasn't there.
We wasn't there. And I just don't think you can say off rip you're anti-girl if you, like, whatever, but because we weren't there. I feel like her own security guard saying that is, like, kind of a lot. But again, I don't know this man. Mm-hmm. And he could have different reasons for bringing it up, and maybe it's true, or he could have different reasons for, like, bringing it up and lying. Like, this why I don't be keeping up, because for like, what am I supposed to do with this information? I still don't know who did it.
Yeah. So, like, and it's like, you're not gonna say to me I'm anti-woman or not anti-woman based on what my opinion is of it, because to your point, we don't know. Now, if I said, yeah, Jasmine, I don't think he did it because bitches be lying, then you'd be like,
I'd be like, okay, now if you're like firm, he didn't do it because bitches be lying.
And then you'd be like,
what?
You'd be like, yeah, girl.
Like, okay, let's have a talk. But yeah, like, we can't. Exactly that. You can't just like pick one side or the other based off of bitches be lying, because we don't fucking know. That's crazy.
Those are the people who are actually anti-women.
Yeah.
So basically, there's like two camps. There's maybe, let me say three, but there's two loud camps, because there's always like the loud people. Mm-hmm. There's like the loud, like, men and women who have internalized misogyny, who are like, he didn't do it, Meg's lying, da 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 da. None of it ever added up. The whole story just never made sense to me. Da 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 da. There's that camp, the internal misogynist, and then there's the hyper-feminists, like, oh, Me Too bitches that are like, and I believe that men was abusing women, so don't.
I was gonna say, I was like, hold on.
Because there's Me Too bitches. There's like the white woman feminism that's like, oh my God, I got catcalled. The world is like a bad, scary place.
I don't like you doing this voice.
Because that's a camp. That's what I meant by the Me Too bitches. Like, come on now. They're like, me too. Whenever I walk out of my apartment,
I can't.
I don't fuck with y'all. So there's like that group of people who's like, you could literally show me a video from that night and not show that Tory Lanez touched, like, it doesn't have Tory Lanez touching the gun at all, and I'm still gonna say that Tory Lanez did it.
Right.
Like, those are the two loud camps. It's like, there's no people who have like really publicly spoken out that I feel like are both not misogynists and acknowledge that maybe he didn't do it, or not like a hyper feminist and acknowledge that, like, oh, maybe he didn't do it. Like, that we don't have anybody in the middle who's speaking. And I'm trying to give a voice to the middle ground here, because neither one of these, y'all don't make sense.
Y'all talking about shit not adding up. Y'all not adding up.
Yeah, y'all don't add up. Like, so yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about, because you're you're not in the loop.
No,
so
no idea what's
you
going on.
actually have like an objective thought. Like, you're not mad, you're not defensive. Mm-mm. So I had to hear it.
Yeah,
and also from a girl, because I don't want to hear somebody being like, oh, well, a man was going to say this, or a man was going to say that. Like, I'm covering all my bases here, so
I need a full episode of you just doing voices and impersonating.
You got to give me more people that I got to, like, more types of like, people I got to
so
do.
Good. I'm screaming.
Well, that was my pop culture segment. So, okay, do you want to leave the girls, guys, gays days with...
I love that. Why have I never heard that before?
Oh, thank you.
Oh, shit. Okay. Girls, guys days. Okay.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Girls, guys, gays, days.
Okay. I like that.
We try to incorporate everybody in here. A parting word of something with the fitness shit of like, don't be doing that, or do be doing this. Like,
don't be listening to everybody online for just because they either look the way you want to look or like whatever, because that's dumb. You don't know how they got there. Genetics, money, surgeries, luck. Like, we don't.
Ozempic,
right? So don't just listen to people because they look a certain way. Like, actually find people with whatever certifications, qualifications, degrees, licenses that are like, I think that's key. Like, find out what you're looking for and find out who's supposed to give it to you. Because like I said at the beginning, right? Like, everybody has a different scope of practice. So figure out what it is you're looking for. Figure out the only people you should be getting that from, and then go find those people. And then once you find those people, figure out who you like from there. Because even once you find somebody qualified, they might not be qualified for you. It's like finding a therapist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of you are literally therapists, but have you ever been to a therapist and you're like, I don't fuck with you at all, and you have to find a new one?
Yes.
So it's the same shit. Just because you found a registered dietitian doesn't mean that that's a registered dietitian for you. So you have to like do a little bit of legwork so that you don't end up fucking yourself up. Okay? That's
No
my
pun
parting word.
intended.
Don't fuck yourself up.
Because get it, legwork.
On that note.
Bye, y'all.